let me do an introduction because I never really do an introduction. Welcome to the stream, or welcome to the video. I want to do something really silly. I'm like, let's rank all the Coral Island characters. I thought that would be funny, so we're gonna do that while the patch downloads. I went with the regular, like the list of all the townies, so it has like a kind of a preset for what all the rankings are. I kind of want to change them, but I just thought of a good like middle one. I feel like, okay, like a middle average is like bonita. Like, I'm feeling bonita.
Do you or do you not feel bonita?
I feel bonita.
Wonderful, because you look bonita.
They're better than average, but they're not like out of this world. I feel like I need a category for just like being iconic. Yeah, Hurricane Tortilla.
More like Hurricane Tortilla.
Okay, wait, Hurricane Tortilla is like iconic, so it's above bonita. This one should be, obviously this is our highest tier. It has to be the best. It has to encapsulate like hotness. It has to encapsulate like personality. It has to encapsulate uniqueness. Okay, this one is Toxic by Britney Spears. Underneath mid, I think mayonnaise must be an entry. Hot mayo. Hot mayo is not sexy as it sounds. Hot mayo is left in somebody's car. Hot mayo in Scott's bag. Because here's a fun fact about Coral Island, if you are not familiar. Scott loves mayo. It's one of his loved gifts. For an average category, what is like the most average thing in Coral Island? The most average thing in Coral Island, in my experience, Coral Island fishing. I always catch lobsters like repeatedly after I do that. I'm putting Walter and Bree's marriage as the most bottom tier category, which may expose my feelings, but now I need something between mid and slightly below mid. Like the first level below mid, like kind of like we kind of don't like it. I had a really good, pufferfish oil spill. Okay, so to elaborate on the categories again, Toxic by Britney Spears, iconic, out of this world, sexy, cool, good personality, but also true to the song. I only want to put characters that like make me go so unhinged and make bad decisions. So like this is like any character that would make me make a bad decision, but I acknowledge that they're like out of this world. Hurricane Tortilla is just like great. It's like a tsunami hit, but in the best way. You're just like washed with how much you love them. You're a fan. You're a fan. And they're generally like a good person. Bonita is like it's a good character. Bonita is a good character. It makes you feel happy to interact with them. But they don't like strike you in any particular way, but they just make you feel like kind of bonita. Coral Island fishing is mid-tier. Coral Island fishing is the most mid-tier because it is kind of like an average experience, and sometimes I get a lot of the same thing. It's okay. It's there. It contributes to the fact that I'm playing a farming sim. I kind of want to take out this category because I don't like it and I don't feel like I'll have enough for that, so I'm going to take that out. But hot mayo in Scott's bag, that is below mid, so we're getting into our dislike range. Hot mayo in Scott's bag is like, there's something about them that gives me ick. Pufferfish oil spill is like, I think that they would be bad for me, or like I think that would be like kind of a red flag, and I'm also not willing to look past it. Like there's like flags there that instead of like with Toxic by Britney Spears, there's enough attractiveness to make me push past that and just run straight into it. There's enough there where I'm like gonna step in it and I'm gonna be like, ooh, this isn't a good idea. Maybe we shouldn't swim in this. Walter and Bree's marriage is absolute bottom tier. Just not a vibe. There's something wrong. There's something amiss in Walter and Bree's marriage, and then there's something amiss with these characters. So that's how I'm gonna rank these, and feel free to call me out, tell me I'm wrong, tell me I'm right, or contribute your own thoughts. I'm just gonna go based off gut instinct. Okay, I'm gonna jump on this. So let's start from here. Okay, let's go left to right. Let's go as fast as possible so we can go to the game. But Aaliyah makes me feel bonita. I like love her. She's great. I think that I love a career woman. I would love to see her get into some drama. I'm loving the drama right now between her and her mom, Betty. I think that's pretty juicy, but I would like to see her get into something messier for me to like upgrade her category. Agung is like Unga Bunga. That's like Toxic by Britney Spears for me. I like turn into like an absolute ape, or you know, as my favorite, one of my favorite Instagram memes are right now. It's like I feel like I'm no better than a man. Like I see the titties, I go off. Waku is Hurricane Tortillas. Dude, okay, actually I totally agree. Look, wait, where is he? He's actually really far down here, isn't he? I think Waku is a Hurricane Tortilla, and I will say that is true because I feel like I've never really encountered somebody like who designed a character like Waku, and like he's just like very pretty. Like I like that he's like super pretty. I like that, like, you know, it's kind of like a K-drama dream. I think that's Hurricane Tortilla worthy. Okay, so Alice. I think Alice, I like Alice. Is she Hurricane Tortilla? Is she bonita? Is she average? I don't know. Okay, this is my personal opinion. I will say why I put Alice in Coral Island Fishing. It's because for myself, I'm very ambitious, and so I'm like slightly, like personally for me, I'm a little bit turned off by like how her character is on the scale between her and Suki, but I understand why she feels that way. And I like that she's like really into the paranormal. So I still think she's great. But also, she has very cunty boots in the winter time. Oh no, this is Anne. Anne? She's like in my mid-range, and I just don't know if I like slightly. Okay. So, okay. I don't think she's below mid, but the reason I'm gonna put her in Hot Mayo and Scott's bag is because I see the potential in her to be really messy. There's just something... Oh, maybe I should put her in Walter and Bree's marriage. Something's amiss. No, yeah, because Hot Man and Scott's bag is supposed to be ick, but okay, I'm putting her in Walter and Bree's marriage because I feel like there's something amiss about her. Like, if I look at her and Paul's relationship, and that might just be because I'm not super far into it, to me, I don't see it. Like, I feel like she's really ambitious. She wants to be, you know, she wants to really document like what she's doing, and yeah, like Paul's like a nerd and about the same stuff that she is, but he's really more leaning into like the cryptid, the paranormal zoology type of thing, and she's more like serious. And maybe that's just like a good balance for their relationship, but for me, I'm like, I can sense the tension because I don't know if you guys got that quest where Paul was like, oh my god, it's my wife's birthday, I need green tea. And I was like, green tea? For your wife's birthday? Or is their anniversary or something? That felt like something was amiss. And I thought we were gonna get a follow-up where they were going through like an argument. But if you guys have like been around here long enough, you know that I love drama and I love making up messy conspiracy theories. So she's in Walter and Bree's marriage because I think something is afoot. I think something is afoot and I want to see where it goes, not because I think she's a bottom tier character. Antonio is Hot Mayo in Scott's bag. And Antonio is Hot Mayo in Scott's bag because, I mean, he's purposefully like supposed to be kind of snooty. I get that. There's something wrong, you know, something happened in his divorce with Suki. I think apparently that's like spoken about at some point and I haven't reached that point yet. But I just look at him and I see a wandering eye.
That's the truth.
There's something wrong. There's something in there that's giving me the ick, you know? It's like, for me, I like somebody who's gonna be really loyal, and Antonio is not giving that vibe.
Your Honor,
Axel is Toxic by Britney Spears. No explanation needed. Nothing. I will not comment. We all agree. I will not take any contention there. Ben is Walter and Bree's marriage. I think, here's my conspiracy theory, I think Ben is Bree's sneaky link. So I think something is amiss with him. And also, like, I would love to meet somebody who's romancing Ben because I want to know what that's like.
Ever look at someone and wonder what is going on inside their head?
I just want to see through their eyes. For Betty is iconic Like, I don't... Oh, well, okay. This is supposed to be, like, for, like, people I'm, like, super attracted to. So, Betty is, like, in Hurricane Tortilla territory, because I just think she's an icon. She has a bunch of kids. They all run the tavern. She has a good son who loves her. She is, like, an astronaut daughter. Like, Betty killing it. Betty is, like, a founder of the island. She's an icon. Brie, Toxic by Britney Spears. She's iconic, she's beautiful, she's hot, she was a former model, she throws incredible parties. I know Brie would listen to Lana Del Rey and love it. You know, like, I think that she's an icon, she's Toxic by Britney Spears. I think Kime is also Toxic by Britney Spears because she's got the spice, she's got the flavor, she's got, like, her dreams, her passion, and I feel like she would, like, treat you well, you know? Like, well, okay, she might bungle it, like, a little bit. But kind of like, I don't know, rough hands, tender heart, you know what I'm saying? Okay, Charles, guys, that's a pufferfish oil spill. I don't know if I'm being rude. I might be. But why does the game do everything possible to turn me off from Charles? There's a musical called Waitress. It's like one of my favorite musicals, and the whole idea of Waitress is like this, there's this waitress who gets knocked up by her abusive husband, and she falls kind of in love with her gynecologist, and they have like a steamy affair. Because of that, I have been primed for like a hot doctor to walk into one of these games. And it hasn't happened. I keep getting like these Charles Harveys, and I'm like, can a Charles Harvey just like commit a crime or something? Add a little spice, a little bit of spice. I mean, they've worked so hard. They gotta make a bunch of money. I don't know. I honestly am not sure what he has going for him, but I'm open to everyone's thoughts on the matter. All right, continuing onward. This character, I don't remember her name right now, but I always consider her like the Ursula of the Mermaid Kingdom. I think she got spice. Like, I think she's a Hurricane Tortilla. I think she has great design. She's a little, I don't know, maybe like a tiny criticism. I feel like she just takes a little bit too much from the Little Mermaid inspiration there. But that's also like a common character trope. Like, you know, like maybe it's just that. Mayor Connor makes me feel bonita. Mayor Connor is bonita because he didn't do anything wrong. I think he doesn't know how to say no, and that kind of makes me laugh. He would like annoy me if he was like actually my friend, because he doesn't seem like he's good at setting boundaries, but I like that I prefer him to like Mayor Lewis, for example. Denali. Denali is Toxic by Britney Spears. She is a queen. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. She kind of has this like vibe where it's like she wants to spill the tea, but then all of a sudden she's like, actually, just kidding. Never mind. And I think that that's really funny. She also has like that gorgeous long hair. And there's this Coral Island art of her, like I think it's like promotional art or something, where she's like, you know, she's like, and she looks freaking gorgeous. I have not met this mermaid by name yet. Oops, where'd she go? I've not met this mermaid by name yet, but I think she is a Toxic by Britney Spears because she slays, she has a great design, and I'm excited to find out more about her. Well, actually, because I don't know if she has any red flags yet, I'm gonna put her in Hurricane Tortilla. Derek, whenever me and my friends start playing games like this, we like to guess which person people are romancing, and somebody accused me of wanting to romance Derek, and so for me, I was disappointed that I gave that energy. There's nothing wrong with Derek, it just wasn't part of my brand, my personal brand, and so for that, he's getting hot mayo in Scott's bag, literally because of my personal vexation. You can tell I took it personally because who uses accused? I think Dinda is Hurricane Tortilla. I just love strong, ambitious career woman. And she's running her business. She makes me nice houses for reasonable costs, for reasonable materials, and she has a multitude of styles to choose from. I like that. Dippa makes me feel bonita because I love Dippa's hair. Dippa is an artist, and Dippa has that tortured artist soul. But I just wish Dippa would come out more, like go out around the town more. Like if they went out around the town more, I think that I would be willing to like move them up a category. I think this is Eleanor, and this one might be on me, but Eleanor for me is hot mayo and Scott's bag. Well, maybe not. Maybe I think she actually just might be Coral Island fishing. And unfortunately, I think it's just because I don't have like a real big fixation with bugs or like anything like that. Like she reminds me of like, she has like Jane Goodall energy in a weird way. Well, actually maybe that's supposed to be Anne, but like, I don't know. I don't think she's for me, but I think she's fine. Like, I like that there's a bug lady, and I like that, you know, the bug lady and the fish guy are like a couple together. But I don't have anything like super special to say about Eleanor. I forgot her name. Okay, but this is Sam's wife. Unfortunately, I might have to put her in hot mayo and Scott's bag. For me personally, she's just a little bit of a downer, which is not the end of the world if you're funny about it, but she's like not funny about it. You know, there's no charisma to her, and unfortunately it does give me just a little bit of ick. So she's hot mayo and Scott's bag. I honestly have no feelings about Emma, but I love tacos. So Emma gets to stay like in the nice, like, she adds to the world, but like not tons. Oh my god. Erica, Toxic by Britney Spears. Hands down. Gorgeous, great personality, great sense of humor, beautiful woman, like literally like no fault. She has 2 cats who her entire lives are based around. Her husband owns a tavern and drives a motorcycle. Like, it's just, she's perfect. She is literally perfect, and she cuts and styles hair. Eva is Hurricane Tortilla because she's perfect. She is kind, she has strong baker arms, and there's no red flags about her. Frank is Hurricane Tortilla because I just like the spot that he holds in his family, and he is always making really funny jokes. I just like that he has a good sense of humor. I don't know anything about the goddess, but I'm gonna say that she makes me feel bonita because I like her design. She's very inspired, and she seems pretty nice for everything that she's been giving us. Jake? Oh no. I don't know why Jack. Okay, Jack. Jack is gonna go in Walter and Bree's marriage because I don't know why. I just have an off feeling about him. He hasn't done anything wrong to me, but there's something that makes me feel a little bit off about him. So Walter and Bree's marriage is where he's going. But I do respect that he pulled Kira. I do respect that he is coupled with her. If somebody is coupled with her, I'm sure they're a great person. Jim is Slay. This might be a little like unhinged, but Jim is going in Toxic by Britney Spears category because like as a DILF, like I would hit it, you know, like as a DILF I would do that. Like I respect DILFs, I love it. He's also kind of, on Jim, he is also kind of a jerk, which is one of my trademark favorite things. I don't remember his name, but he's gonna go in Bonita because again, inspired character design, just a cool little guy who is a great value to the world. Joko makes me feel bonita. I love Joko. He's funny. He's like a sweet uncle. Like, he just has great vibes, and I appreciate that I always see him hanging out with Archie. Like, he is no distant father. There will be no distant father found here, and I love that he's a workaholic because I don't know. I love workaholic personalities. I think they're funny. The judge is like, I think she's just Coral Island fishing. Like, you can't even see her head. But Judge Ross is like, I appreciate the place that she holds in the world, but I have no specific feelings about her. Karen is, I think she's Toxic by Britney Spears, and I think that's because, number one, she is iconic. She has an iconic haircut, she's extremely memorable, she is introduced to you as the villain of the game. Number two, she is hot, so she is carrying on that torch for villains. Number three, her name is Karen. That's fucking hilarious. That is literally so funny. So she gets to be Toxic by Britney Spears. Kenny, I have a crazy opinion about Kenny, and maybe it's not that crazy, but so far I've heard mostly lukewarm feedback about Kenny, but I honestly think that Kenny is like up there. And here's the reason I think that. Because if you see Kenny in the summertime rocking the cowboy hat and Speedo, you're like, what the fuck is going on here? You're like, I did not expect to see all of what I saw right there. And I like that he's very... Yes! You see! Blue Valky, you see it! You understand! He's the guy with the Speedo and the belt around his Speedo. For a while, like, Kenny was just, like, washing over me. Like, I didn't, like, think about him once. And then summer rolled around, and, like, a wire in my brain, like, fritzed a little bit.
This better not awaken anything in me.
I was feeling I am no better than a man. I don't know what to say. I feel like I could ruin his life. So he's in Toxic by Britney Spears, not because he's toxic, but because I would be toxic. Don't remember his name either. I haven't talked to him that much, but this is the king, the Mermaid Kings. Okay, for the Mermaid King, he is Hurricane Tortilla because his design absolutely slays. Absolutely slays. Undeniable, incredible jewelry work, incredible, like, mermaid design. The hair, glorious. But I haven't gotten to know him yet, so I don't really know if he's toxic. I don't know if he's good. Okay, for Lily, okay, this is more personal. Lily's hot mayo and Scott's bag, just because for me, for my personal taste, I just like somebody who's a little more well-rounded. Like, she's really, really shy, and that just, like, doesn't mesh well with me. But, you know, she's still a great character all around. Liang is toxic? No. Okay, actually, I'm gonna put her in Toxic by Britney Spears, and the reason I'm gonna put her there is because she is hiding the fact that she is literally... Okay, spoiler alert. Hiding the fact that she is literally a sibling of the King Mermaid. She is literally mermaid royalty, and she was lying to us for, like, months, years. Actually, I don't even know if she tells you that. I'm just picking that up right now from all the hints around the map. But damn, she runs a crazy game. She runs a crazy game. Luke is, like, even though Luke, I typically don't rank him very high because it's not really, like, for my taste. I think he's bonita, and I think he's bonita because I like how sassy he is. I like that he has a little bit of edge to him, even though I'm like, all right, you softy, you really couldn't last if somebody said the same things to you. I just think, you know, a little bit of that dry edge is kind of funny. He also has to deal with Walter and Bree's marriage, and I'm gonna give him some points for that because it's probably not that fun. I don't know. Oh, Macy. For a second I was blanking on her name, and I don't know why. Macy is Hurricane Tortilla because she's perfect. She has literally nothing wrong with her. And the best part, she has an iguana named Steven. Like, that's just her life. And she built that tank for him from scratch. She is a lover. She is a free spirit, and, you know, she's great. Mark is Toxic by Britney Spears. And he is toxic because he has been calling me garden rake for like a year now. And he's also really rude. But so Mark is like one of the, like, outright rudest characters in the game, but it makes me, I just respect him so much for that. Actually, maybe I don't respect him. Maybe the word I'm looking for is, like, I just want to grovel to him so much. So he's going in Toxic by Britney Spears, and Mark is another one who I think everybody else alongside me was surprised when summer rolled around and he came out in that Speedo. That was one where I just sat there and I was like, I have seen you wrong this entire time. Millie is bonita. Millie is bonita because I like her design, and I like that she's responsible, and I like that she is really serious. But my fear with Millie and what prevents me from ranking her higher is I'm afraid of passive aggression. And something in Millie's eyes gives me passive aggression. Or, like, confrontation. Sorry. Maybe she wouldn't be passive aggressive, but I don't think she'd be afraid to confront me. And I'm scared of that. So she's going in bonita because I respect her, but I fear her. This is Princess Merjami? I can't remember the letters at the moment. But she is Hurricane Tortilla because, again, drop dead gorgeous design. She's inspired by Ariel, of course, and I'm sure other figures. For the princess, I feel like maybe she suffers from the same problem that Miss Ursula, which is what I'm calling her right now, does, where I feel like they're a little too a little too much inspiration taken from like Little Mermaid, but again, I don't know if that's just a trope. I might just be being too harsh here, but I still love her dearly, and I'm excited to get to know her more. And I appreciate her taking a chance on me. I do. Always great when a fair maiden is like, no, don't kill him. And I'm like, great, I get to live. Nina, Toxic by Britney Spears. I don't even feel like I need to explain this, but Nina is just like out of this world. Number 1, she's banging hot. Number 2, she's rich. Number 3, she has a storied backstory. Number 4, she knows a lot about me. And I think that that's hot. Thank you, Nina, for your service. Looking forward to getting to know you more. Noah is... I think Noah... Okay, for me, this will probably be controversial for other people, but like for me, Noah is Hurricane Tortilla. I don't see anything particularly toxic about him, so I don't want to put him in Toxic by Britney Spears. But he ranks highly for me because I really like his sense of responsibility to his mom. And I think generally that whole family is in that arena, which I think is really sweet. I love a responsible good boy. And the other thing about Noah too that I really like is that he's into the paranormal. That's one of the things I really like too, is like Alice and his friendship is really great. I only ranked Noah more highly because I think I'm like specifically very touched by like parent-child relationships. 1, and then 2, I just feel like Noah's more responsible leaning than Alice, and that might be slander, but that's just how I feel. So he's going in Hurricane Tortilla. Pablo is Toxic by Britney Spears because I think that Pablo is like, I have very specific feelings about Pablo, but specifically with Pablo, he just gives me the vibe that he just seems like he's like everybody's best friend, and I feel like he doesn't have a boundary. And you can see that with what happens with him and Raphael, is like he doesn't put down a boundary or and pay attention to his brother, and I feel like Pablo's just kind of like craving some form of like validation and some form of like attention. And so for me, I just feel like he's the kind of guy who's not really going to, when it comes down to it, I don't feel like he would, stand by my side. Like, I don't feel like he'd be willing to cut off options, So he's in Toxic by Britney Spears because I still think he's really hot and I like that he calls me sweetheart, but I don't think that he would stand by my side. Maybe a more mature Pablo. I don't know, he's just got some stuff to figure out. No hate. Paul, Walter and Breeze, actually, pufferfish oil spill. And the reason that, let's say the reason that he's ranking low first. Paul is ranking low because he's just not for me. Everything that Paul would do, I would do it in a completely different way. Like, he just seems a little lackadaisical. Like, he seems like a bit goofy, which I do like goofy characters and people. Don't get me wrong, I love to have a good time. But, I don't know, I just don't think Paul has enough edge for me. I mean, look at him. His design's like all round as well. And the reason that he's in Pufferfish Oil Spill and not Walter and Bree's marriage, like his wife is Paul's in Pufferfish Oil Spill because he's just giving me scatterbrained. Like, to me, he is the one that is like distracting them from their goals, and I don't know. He wanted to give his wife green tea for her birthday/anniversary, and I just cannot abide by that. I just can't abide by something so casual like that. I do feel pretty strongly about that. I think he just put a wrong taste in my mouth ever since the green tea incident. I've just been chanting divorce ever since. I need an emote that says, it's like a red button, like the Staples button that says like divorce on it. Jim, I'm literally fucking dying. I'm gonna read your comment because that's just so funny. Jim said, Paul definitely thinks he fell out of a coconut tree. He does not realize he exists within the context. Raphael, I think he's like kind of Hurricane Tortilla. I like that he's like, I just like that he's like a big blacksmith. You know what I mean? Like, I just like a guy who's like muscular, like he just fulfills that. And he's kind of a nerd about it, which I think is sweet, but he loves horror movies. And that's for me where he steals my heart. He's not toxic, I just think he's a good guy, and I don't have a ton else to say about him. Okay, forgetting her name suddenly, but this is the really hot secretary that we all want, Raina. This is the hot secretary. You can only see the boobas, but you can see her red hair a little bit. We all want her. We're all mad that they won't let us romance her. We're all waiting. We're like, please give us a sapphic queen. We were cock-blocked. We were robbed. Women, we were robbed. Raj's Hurricane Tortilla, I want to rank them even higher, but I just don't see anything toxic about them at the moment. They're just kind of a sweetie pie. So Raj, I just think Raj is hot. I think Raj has a great design. Raj dresses up. Raj has a coffee stand. I love coffee. Raj is like a nerd about things, and they like being beautiful, and they like, you know, basically being like a good person in their community. So I love Raj. I wish I could rank Raj even higher than this, but that's where we stand. I think this is her name. Is her name Rati? Yes. Rati makes me feel bonita because I feel like she would kind of cuss me out a little bit every time I come to her shop late, and I've never made it to her shop while it's open. So I think, like, you know, she just gives me like auntie vibes. Sam is Hurricane Tortilla. Actually, no, yeah. Sam is Hurricane Tortilla, and I don't put Sam in Toxic by Britney Spears because I don't want to wreck his marriage. Like, I think like he and I don't remember his wife's name at the moment. But I think that they perfectly complement each other and they balance each other out. And Sam is specifically in Hurricane Tortilla because, again, he's so dry. It's literally so hilarious. Like, whereas, like, I feel like his wife is just more like, I get a sense of like anxiety from her, but from Sam, I get like a sense of like confidence and like a little bit of humor in that edge. Scott is Toxic by Britney Spears, and while most of these Britney Spears icons all have positive connotations, he's here because I literally think he's toxic. And this may be a bias. This may be a personal bias due to my personal history, but I just have not seen a good experience go down with a frat guy living in Bali. Like, I've just never seen a good experience go, no matter how smart he is still a frat guy who went to live in Bali. And at the end of the day, he can only go so far to beat the allegations. I also just don't like how smooth he is. I'm like, I feel a little suspicious of him. I'm like, so you've done this before, haven't you? He was also the first one I ranked up the most hearts with. So I think like maybe the speed of that might have freaked me out. But I do think he's really hot. And I am disappointed in myself to say that I would ruin his life. Like, I would definitely do it, unfortunately. This is... it starts with Randy. This is Randy. I think Randy is like... Okay, Randy's like bonita to me. And the reason I don't put him in like Hurricane Tortilla is like, I think that he's great to have around. And I like that the role he fulfills with, you know, the elementary school. But I don't like that he doesn't necessarily like light a fire in me for any particular reason. I think there's been like a couple lines of dialogue where I've kind of like squinted at him, but I can't remember what for. So I don't have much of an explanation there, but I appreciate his character design. I think he's cool, and obviously if Liang chose him, he must be a great guy. The reason he can be in Bonita is because he managed to pull whoever Leah's mom is, and we all, after looking at Leah, we're like, yeah, you know, yeah. I just realized Leah's not on this list, guys. Oh, okay, but for the record, Leah's in Toxic by Britney Spears. This is Semaru, isn't it? Yeah, okay, Semaru is in Toxic by Britney Spears, because... I don't know. Do I have to explain this? Do I have to explain this? Do we all just know? Can we just, like, consensually agree? We're like, yeah, you know, I would be a part of that Jaws movie, you know? Senya, Toxic by Britney Spears, 1000%, 100%. She, like, I was already offended when I saw Axel and I realized he could not be romance, but when I saw Senya, I was just, like, downright, furious. I was like, how could they? Like, this must be a crime against me. This must be a crime, because why? So she's in Toxic by Britney Spears. I think that she would have like a really like casual, she would be like, okay, Chappelle Roan would write casual about Senya. You know what I'm saying? I think that she would write casual about Senya. I think Red Wine Supernova is about Senya. Suki is in Hurricane Tortilla, and Suki's in Hurricane Tortilla because I think she's great. Oh my god, we're almost at the end of this list. She's a MILF, which I love. I always love a MILF, a DILF, a VILF, anything like that. And she keeps it all together really well. And I also, even better, she's a divorcee, which just, again, the spice is great. I think Sunny is in Bonita. Sunny's in Bonita because he has a little bit of flavor with the way that he yells everything. It just feels realistic to me. It feels like somebody I would actually know. So I feel happy that he's here for now. So I don't remember who this guy is. He'll just go in Coral Island fishing just because I haven't interacted with him that much. But actually no, I'm gonna put him in Bonita because he seems to be hinting at a very interesting backstory. This guy is the spa guy, and he's always talking about someone named Taro, which I don't know if that's his brother or his son. I do feel bad for him, and I want to uncover his mystery backstory, but I just don't have that much to say about him at the moment. Theo is Toxic by Britney Spears. Our personalities would not mesh at all. And because of that, I want him so bad. You know, like, it's just like, oh, I could never have you, so like, I need you. He also has an insane ab rack, like, out of this world. I don't know how he got all that just from fishing. I mean, goddamn. So, yeah, he also plays music, which is one of those, like, with the being like a guitarist and being a laid-back fisherman, I'm like, oh, it would be horrible. Like, oh, it would be horrible between us. But he has a really compelling relationship with his mom that just draws me in. Wataru. Wataru is like, I think Wataru is Bonita. Kalula. Wataru is Bonita because he has created a very interesting relationship with Waku, and not always for the best. But also, I want to know, like, the backstory there. I'm interested in the fact that he's this weathered fisherman, and also he doesn't tell me anything about himself, but, like, in a mysterious, kind of haunted kind of way. So, I think he's Bonita. He adds a little bit of flavor. Yuri's tough. This is probably controversial, but for me, Yuri's in Coral Island fishing, because Yuri, for me, is like, she had her ABG phase, and she references it, she shows you the tattoos, she had the dyed hair, all that stuff. But she grew out of it, and now she's like a mature doctor. And that kind of suffers from like the Charles Harvey effect, where I'm like, okay, you're a mature doctor, but like bring out the messy side. Zara is Hurricane Tortilla. Actually, no, she's Toxic by Britney Spears, and the reason she's toxic is she clearly has commitment issues. She doesn't want to get too involved with everybody, but it like really made my heart go ra-ta-ta-ta, like when she saved me in the beginning there. And I really want her. She's supposed, I think, I planned for her to be my second romance run, so Zara's up there for me. Okay, Surya, I thought about it, and Surya is, I hate to say it because I do love him dearly, but I think he's just Bonita. And the reason I think he's just Bonita is because he kind of suffers from the same problem that Aaliyah does, where it's like, he has a nice family conflict that I'm willing to sink my teeth into, but with Surya, it's like, I know he doesn't have that much spice going on. I know. He's a good boy that you can take home to mom, just like Aaliyah is a good girl that you can take home to mom. But I like them, so. Finally, the reason for this entire stream, Walter and Bree's marriage, obviously, he has to go in that section. No, sorry. I actually don't even think he needs to go there. I think he needs to go in pufferfish oil spill, because who among us, who can for sure say that Walter is not colluding with pufferfish? Is anyone really certain that Walter is not colluding with pufferfish? Because I simply think the fishes are a little fishy today. Thank you guys for entertaining me, and I hope hopefully also entertaining yourselves with this tier ranking. I've been wanting to do it for a while, so I'm glad we took the opportunity to do so.